that old?
This building, let me show you over here. This building is 1768.
Wow.
This building.
This building is 1768.
How do they maintain it?
Listen, that's stucco on top, and underneath is this red brick. And I'm gonna show you on the side where it's cracking. I'll show you right
Okay, yeah, so it's real.
Yeah.
So have they renovated it at any time?
No ma'am, no ma'am. We've had hurricanes and all. In 1964, they put the stucco on it. So that stucco's been there since then, and they'll wash it down. But before that, no. I want us to look to see all that glitter and all of this. This is probably a better section over here. No cars are coming. So you see these large ones here?
The stones?
Yeah, these stones are not cobblestones. Nope. These are the authentic ballast stones that come out of the slave ships.
What?
Yes, ma'am. You're walking on sacred ground. All of this in the backyard of City Hall.
So
No
this
preservation. When
this
you come
stone-
across this, or these holes right over here, because there are 3 slave collector companies that we have identified so far from across the nation that come and steal these. Look. Yes. So these ballast stones, we thought because the enslaved folks came from West Africa to Savannah, that they came from West Africa. But I never saw any of these stones when I would go there to the beaches. I never seen stones like this.
Yeah.
About maybe 2 months ago, one of our friends from SCAD, a professor, he verified and showed us where all of these ballast stones come from Liverpool.
Wow.
So that means that when they bring the cotton, load the cotton in and take it to Liverpool, they unload that cotton and they load in the ballast stones because the ballast stones have to be at the bottom of the slave ship, under the slaves, to balance the ship. When you're carrying human cargo, you have to have these ballast stones or it will capsize. So they're going into West Africa, they're loading the ballast stones, so by the time they get the slaves, the ballast stones are already there. Then they load in the human cargo and they come on back to the Caribbean basin, drop some off and come this way. When they come back to Savannah, they no longer need these ballast stones because they got to sail back lighter with the cotton and the rice and all.
Yes.
So they would show Harper's Weekly piles and piles of ballast stone on the edge of where the river, where the ship was disembarking.
Yeah.
And so Savannah decided to take the ballast stone that was over there at the edge every time a ship came in, and they made the walkways here. So this ballast stone that you're looking at here, you will not find anywhere else in the city of Savannah except on the river. Because they use all of the ballast stones and disembarkment to make the river walks.
And so this has been here since 1776.
No, this thing has been 1748.
1748.
And earlier too, because Emory University has an international database that you can pull up online. And when I scroll down to Savannah, guess what year it said? 1757. I'm sorry, 15.
1715.
1557.
1557.
Yes, long before 1619. Emory University International Database, check it out. They have every ship that has ever sailed internationally.
Makes sense. Okay.
The captain's name, the captain's number of the ship, the log, how much ammunition, how many men, women, and children, how many staff, everything. Emory University, kudos to them.
Wow.
Yes.
And so they put, so our enslaved ancestors put these stones in.
Absolutely. Can you imagine a hot backbreaking job it was?
Wow.
Let me tell you also, their first African Baptist church, they finally opened the other day after COVID, after a year. I'm so grateful. So, first African.
We saw it, right?
This is the Hyatt, right? So, first African is about 2.5 blocks cattle corner this way.
Yeah, we took a picture.
Okay,
We
so
went there.
so I want you to know that when they began to put those ballast stones down at that river next to that ship, women from first African who built, women and men who built that church at night while they were enslaved. That was not freedom. That was while they were slaves. If you're a slave in the city of Savannah, and most of these cities in the South, and you work in the city, you're called an urban slave. Urban slaves are on a task system, meaning that if I'm a cook in a master's house in Savannah and I finish my task for the day, then I can now lease myself out to somebody else in the city who may not own slaves but need something like a special party or dinner. I can save that money. I got to give my master 50% of it, but the other 50% I can save. And when I get enough, and I've saved the $1,500 that they bought me for, then I go right here to the city hall, right here, and I buy my freedom.
Wow.
That building right there. Now that building was a smaller building. That building is a new building built in 1904. It was built by Freemasons, which were the free Ashanti men that are now able to contract for services, and they built this building in 1904. prior to that. Anyway, they would come down here.
So
They
if-
had these aprons on, and they would go over there and take the ballast stone in their pockets. The pockets were from here on down, 3 sections. Bring the ballast stone, take the ballast stone up these stairs I'm going to show you, take it to the men. They built the church 3 years in a row at night.
Wow.
We're phenomenal people. That's what I'm telling you. It's not just about slavery. It's about look what we did in the middle of that.
Yeah.
These ballast stones were taken up the first African, and they used it as the foundation base. While they were building the base of the church, the master said, "Oh, this is nice. Y'all building a nice little church." They were so ingenious. They built that base of the church with a 4-foot crawl space with nothing but ballast stones on the bottom, and that 4-foot crawl space was what they used as a part of the Underground Railroad. So right across there, First African, it cuts across Bay Street, it cuts across this Hyatt and pours into that river. So we're standing right here at the Underground crawl space to get out of here.
What?
Sacred ground. Right here.
I don't
These
get
ballast
the
stones.
what's the underground?
These ballast stones.
Uh-huh.
Ingenious.
Uh-huh.
You cannot hold us in bondage. Can't do it. We're too ingenious for that.
So what's the underground river?
So this is like an escape route, basically.
The
Wow.
Underground Railroad is not a physical train track. It's people that are abolitionists helping them to escape. If you can get to the river, they can help you.
Yep.
So they built that 4-foot crawl space, y'all, from the church underneath the thing, underneath the Hyatt. Okay, so this is the fancy Hyatt. But let's walk up here. You see the original wall?
Yeah.
It's built by us.
Uh-huh.
So while we building it, we building our crawl space.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
I see it.
Where's
And it
the
goes
cross
all the way to the
space?
river.
I don't know what
Right
the
there, see the
cross
red
space-
brick?
Uh-huh.
That's the original.
The red brick is the original.
That's the original building.
Uh-huh.
Before there was a Hyatt.
Wow.
There was another kind of building, but underneath there is a crawl space.
So that's where people
All the
head.
way.
That's
Underground Railroad out of Cincinnati, Ohio is coming through Savannah by 2023. They're going to be opening up First African's crawl space from a 4 feet to a 24 by 24. So you'll be able to come in 2023 and walk a tunnel from First African to this river.
Wow.
I think I'm going to hang around.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Pat? What's the cross based?
Crawl space. Oh, sorry.
Cross based.
What is it now?
What's a cross based?
Oh, yeah, tell them. It's just a construction piece now.
Uh-huh.
It's a place where that's all you can do is a 4-foot crawl space. When we say crawl space, I'm building just enough so the master won't discover me, and I'm building a 4-foot space. And I'm going to build it straight across, and I'm going to take my body,
Underground. Uh-huh.
and I'm going to crawl all the way to the river. Because if I get to the river, they say they can help me get up out of here.
Yeah.
So I don't mind a crawl space.
Wow.
That's what we did to get out of here. Women, men, babies, everybody went to that crawl space to get on out of here.
Yeah, you're not claustrophobic when it's about freedom.
It's like, I'm good. That's just, you don't see this place no more. Let's go. And of course, you know, they took a lot of risks.
Yeah.
Here's the powerful piece that grieves me, that our government has to be trained on preservation. They do not have a high regard for African American culture preservation, even in Savannah with a majority city council. They have to be educated. So listen at what you're gonna see. This is the original, authentic bricks from the plantation.
This
Yes,
brick.
Yes, ma'am. Reynolds block, from the
Oh.
R.J. Reynolds company
Uh-huh.
out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, in Savannah, Georgia, and Augusta, he had a brick manufacturing company. And so these are bricks from his brick manufacturing
Wow.
company. This one right here, let me see if I can get a light on it for you while you take the picture.
Yeah.
This is the authentic brick from the slave burial ground. This is a plantation burial ground. A brick right here is very valuable.
Yes.
You
Look,
see
it
that?
says grave
What is it?
Kamala.
So it says graves,
Graves.
and then
The name
the
is
next
Kamala.
one, no, Graves, it's usually a longer block, Graves, and then next to it, the bottom, Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh.
That brick right there
Oh, yeah.
is a burial brick that they used to put on the top of slave cemetery, burial ground. We had no cemetery, you guys. So in 1808, it became illegal internationally to import slaves anymore. The slaves in Savannah thought they were being freed when they realized that meant you can't bring any more in, but you're still enslaved here.
Yeah.
By 1809, they had a slave revolt. Why are they revolting? They are revolting because if you die in a slave house, a planter's house, there's no cemetery. So they dig a hole in the backyard, wrap your body in cheesecloth, no casket, and just put dirt, goodbye.
Yeah.
The Revolt is saying we got to have some type of marker that my family member was there. So they found out that they were selling these in Birmingham, making them in Birmingham. So Savannah went and bought a warehouse full of them. So if a planter in the city of Savannah lost their slaves, they would come to this building, smaller building, and they would purchase these for 10 cents. Fast forward 2021, I Googled Birmingham grave block, and there's a company, there's a website. I talked to the young man. He says we make reproductions. I said, do you know where I can buy some originals? Because I'm in Savannah and they're stealing them out of the ground. He gave me 2 websites. I pulled it up, took a picture, showed him what I wanted. These chatters came toward me. And one guy said, I'll sell you 3 of these today for $1,500 US. I said, $1,500 for this? He said, yeah. I said, well, how much does one cost? And he said, one today is going for $625. What? $625. So these are original bricks that were on the top of slave burial. This is like extra ones that the city had. But you would come down here and buy them for 10 cents and place them on your slave burial.
I see.
You guys have heard the Catskill? You know Catskill?
No, I don't know Catskill.
There you go, baby. There's the Catskill.
New York?
Yeah.
Who are they Catskill?
It's an area in New York, upstate New York, right? Well, in Georgia, they own 4 plantations.
Oh. So why?
Evidence now. So your evidence now.
So why would the bricks?
Cotton picking wealth.
Why would they have the names on their bricks? Because they're buried or what?
Because these are deliveries of bricks when they're getting ready. Watch this. This is awesome. These bricks, I'm so glad you asked. These bricks are from 1871. Now, slavery was over in 1864, so y'all stay with me for a moment. Over, ain't nobody picking no more cotton, we gone.
Yeah.
So by 1871, all of these Confederates now have to find new industries. Mr. Reynolds down here decides that he's going to start a brick manufacturing company, and they call it the Chattahoochee Brick Manufacturing Company out of Atlanta. So y'all check it out. We don't have any workers. And so now in 1871, throughout the dirty South, y'all do your homework, they started passing these loitering laws. Your husband could rise in the morning, going out in the dirty South, that's what I called it, looking for work, and you'll never see him again. What happened to my husband? He said he's going to be back by dinner time. No. A sheriff has picked him up and put him in the little jail, and then he'd go down to the little planter, because ain't no more slaves down there at the planter doing his own work.
Yeah.
And he would say, look at here, when is your season over for your harvesting and your planting? And he'd tell him, and he said, okay, well, that's the duration of how much time they got to serve, so I can let them out to you. So that was one piece. The other piece was the loitering laws that they started having, and you got picked up. They would have a paddy wagon that take you from any place in the South into the Chattahoochee Brick Company in Atlanta and Augusta to make these bricks.
So they kidnapped.
Millions of bricks was made by people in incarceration, so the penal colony became the new slave piece, and it's still that way to this day. That's right. So millions of bricks were made by men and women from this one company called the Chattahoochee Brick Company. Y'all check it out. We are now finding out that women came from West Africa with blacksmithing and welding skills.
Yes.
And they pulled them into this brick manufacturing to lay the structure, to cut the wiring and do the welding so they can pour the bricks in there. If you hear the testimony of some of the women and how they were abused, pull up Chattahoochee Brick Company slave narratives and you will weep. So I need people to understand that this was the beginning in 1871 of America. Civil War is over, and the president then said it's time to build the infrastructure of America, and we need bricks because we need bridges and highways and roads, correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, stay with me, y'all. 2021. The new president now says it's time to repair the infrastructure.
Yes.
He's talking about the 1871 original building.
Yes.
They're now falling apart, so now this is another way for them to stir the economy.
Yeah.
It's time to build the infrastructure.
Yes.
So this time, we're not going to have a penal colony working. We're going to have people in their own businesses getting some contracts if we're smart this time.
Yeah.
I just don't want folks to miss the train.
Yes.
Ain't no check coming in the mail, y'all. We got to get our legal stuff together so we can get paid. That's what I want people to know.
And who's stealing them? Who's taking them? People?
Those three different collectors I told you about, those 3 different groups of people that are slave collectors. There's a group of, all right, I say, there's 3 groups of slave collectors that are actually taking them because they're selling them online. You can buy some of these online. 3 for $1,500, 1 for $625. That's a camera right there for the city. original work.
Oh, this one. Yeah. You're not working.
Let me show you something real quick.
Uh,
Remember we talked about this 1768?
yes.
Okay, so that's the stucco that's under it. So this building has been here since 1768. And so in the daytime, I can show you a little better. But this right here is called tagging, T-A-G-G-Y. That's crushed oyster shell with lime, water, and sand mixed together to make the concrete slab by the Ashanti. Stay with me now. So this concrete slab right here goes all the way into this building.
Wow.
Watch this now. Stay with me. And this concrete slab from 1768 made out of crushed oyster shells and lime and water and sand, this goes up the whole river.
It's holding the whole.
Whole river. 1768. Africa. And that's it. They didn't came down yet. And hurricanes, tornadoes, everything. We hold up the river. The shop's on the bottom. And the rest of it is off. We're looking at the original slab from Ashanti. And in the daytime, you can see the original blacksmith ironworks right here. Let me show you how thick the ironwork is. This is a piece from that era. This is a piece that was done from that era.
This is 17 something.
1768.
That we are touching.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Yes,
get some blessing on this.
yeah. In addition to that, there's a guy that tried to steal this right under the camera. So let me tell you what he's doing. He took this one out.
Yeah, I was just saying.
He took that one out.
Yeah.
And then watch how dumb he is. He also my flashlight. And he also left the screws. But they got the screws down there.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is gone. And all you gotta do now is come back and get this one. And this whole thing will come off. And it's gonna be sold.
Wow.
This original brick masonry from the Ashanti from the 1760s.
This is original brick masonry.
Yes, ma'am.
This. Wow.
Sometimes when we're in restaurants, we see this inlaid brick and we're eating.
Yes.
I can't wait to finish eating so I can go over because somehow God allows me to catch one. And when I catch it, it'll have fingerprints in it, my God. And you can go over there and press and put your fingerprint. Watch this. And then you come down and you'll see baby prints too. Meaning that the child was right there with them having to work. Oh my God, they did some stuff to us. Yeah.
Wait, do you know where I can see any fingerprints?
I'm getting ready to show you something. Right around the corner.
Wow.
Slave holding bin. You'll find some prints everywhere.
What's a slave holding bin?
Right here.
Oh! Oh my God!
Just like the ones at home.
Yeah!
What do you think?
Wow!
They put a step that went to the auction block right here.
They go up this stairs to the auction block. Oh my God! Wow! You don't even have to go. He's been to Ghana. He's been to.
You know what you're looking at right now.
Yes.
Don't it look just like it?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God!